Hi, I'm Diana. I not long ago wrote 8 pages. No, tell I about 10 pages. 10 pages in this book, non-stop. 10 or 11 pages non-stop, and I work with numbers and numerology and astrology and so on. But this hasn't got any astrology in it at the moment, this particular post. But so I'll be reading it off here because I do not want to miss a thing. And it's the numbers speak, okay? And I entitled it Why the US Elections Are Vital to the World's Safety. Now, dark forces have been released in full across the planet. And because America has set herself up as the most powerful country in the world, this coming election on the 5th of November 2024 is of paramount importance. Who gets in as the 47th President of the United States of America will change the trajectory of or for the whole earth and its inhabitants. Will this be positive or will this be a negative outcome? Depends on who gets in, right? If we are totally honest, we can see that it is the negative forces who are channeling and controlling Donald Trump. And he has been allowed to get away with so much that is so wrong. He has been channeled to become a cult leader, an ignorant one. And those that follow him blindly are obviously also being accompanied or inhabited by these dark forces. Just let me put my glasses on. Now, let's call them what they are, these negative beings. They are low-level demons. Now, anytime I do this work, there's always a lot of interference, a lot of psychic interference. It's on all day long. I fight it all day long. But when I'm doing this work, obviously the beasties don't want me to do it, so they're constantly chatting in my ear and warning me not to do it and what they'll do to me if I do it and so on. But lots of light and love and ignore them. Don't give in to the fear. Now, they're low level, but dangerous all the same. Now, these cult followers of Trump might very well be horrified to learn that they are demon possessed. You see, this year of 2024 is being used by the, should we call the, for want of a better word, dark magicians. Dark doesn't mean bad, but you know what I mean, for clarity's sake. And they control Trump, Trump, and his demon inhabited followers to affect a dangerous outcome for the freedom of America, the people. Now, America influences the whole world, and because at the moment it is the most powerful military might in the world, they can threaten countries of lesser power as they have been doing for so long. And if things or if Trump were to be elected, he would rule unchecked because he has now become completely and utterly unhinged. He already sees himself as a demigod. So imagine the lust for power, how it would grow if he held that seat of power again as president. Okay, let's look at some numbers as the dark magicians use these to control everything. Letters, of course, and symbolism. But at the moment, for now, let's just deal with the numbers. And you may or may not know that the world is controlled by numbers and its power and its sequence and so on and so on. I've spoken about this in other videos. Anyhow, this is just a really short soundbite. Now, there is a vast amount of information related to numbers, so I can only give you a bite-sized piece at any one time, or even like on this, this video would be days long, if not hours long. So we want to look at the number 47 as the 47th president. We also want to look at the date of the election, the 5th of November 2024, or 5/11/2024, or as they say in America, 11/5/2024. Now remember, numbers run things, numbers and their power run things. Now, all presidents are influenced by the numerical order, the order that's attached to them in the list of presidency. Does that make sense? Like Obama was the 45th president. No, hang on, wait a minute. Obama was, anyway, Biden was the 46th president, okay? And yes, so basically, the number president, the numbered president you become, that particular number, it's has some kind of influence around you. That the particular president. Now, the next president, being the 47th, will be influenced by these numbers. It's kind of like a presidential birthday, so to speak. Now, 47. Let's look at 47. 47 is a prime number, and a prime anything is always like have like such power, like a first position in terms of like a prime minister, for example, the top man, so to speak, first position, and so on. So the next president who becomes the 47th in line will have this influence of this number around him. Now, in short, the number 4 is about our roots and our foundations and our memories and our homes and such. 40, so it's made up of 40, 40, and 7, 47. 40 is all about what I just mentioned, but, increased by 10 times, as 10 fours are 40. And the 7, well, 7 is about not only water and light, but it's about our deep unconscious. It's about physical and etheric travel. And it gives us the power to break free from mental bondage and so on. So much more. Now, added the two numbers together, 4 and 7, and we get the number 11. 11 is an escape passage, but it goes both ways, as it is an exit point and it is an entry point. So you can come or go, through it. It also is charged with electricity, this 11. So you can look at it as like two charged poles, right? Charged by electrical currents, like two electrical pylons, okay? It's a gateway, basically. Now, imagine the next president, the 47th president, with all this power at his command. He might not know it, but those who control him do. So, that the demons controlling him, Trump. Now, we're talking about, see, I'm losing my train of thought. We're talking about, imagine the beast using him to access this power. And this is why, sorry, sometimes I have to write things down, because when they're talking, I lose my whole train of thought, okay? So the power of the 47th president. Just imagine how they would use the energy of 47 via Trump to control and influence the world, because the beast demons are they're terraforming our entire world. Just look at the constant ripping up of our green spaces across large parts of the Western world. And the green represents, like, the heart chakra, or ability to live and breathe, and replacing these with like large, faceless, unfriendly Lego-like blocks. These are built also with purely male energy and receivers or receptors, and nothing of the female energy in them. But that's really, like, for another time. Um, so the number 11 is switched to the number 47, and as I just mentioned, and this number 11 will be used for the next 4 years that this particular president is in power in that seat. And there's that four again, always 4 years, and there's a reason why they choose 4 years, here in the UK and in America and wherever else, but they would be using this number 11 to bring through demons and all kinds of unsavory characters from other dimensions, if you will, into our world, into our space, okay? Now, just imagine the way the world would become. We'd eventually have to worship Trump or die or go into hiding, because that is what he would demand eventually: worship. And he would set himself up as a deity. I mean, my goodness, he already thinks that he is this being called Jesus. Now, I'm going to have to shorten this information, as it will go on longer than I had planned. So let's get to the next bit. The reason why the beasties are desperate to control Trump and put him in power as the 47th president is all about what I have said so far. But also, this is a very important, and they need a male like Trump, not a female like Kamala. They need his male energy, but also his sociopathic, narcissistic, cruel makeup and energy, and who is completely devoid of sympathy whatsoever. Now, this character makeup of Trump makes him an ideal person, ideal to inhabit and eventually totally control. So the 47th president in the year 2024. Now, here's why 2024 is so vital. In this, well, vital anyway, but vital in this aspect. Now, you see those last two digits of 24 in the year? Well, it is the twin number of 12. So if you go back 12 years, of course, you come to the year 2012. The most, that year when most of the world awaited its arrival, because it was meant to herald a complete change of frequencies, high frequencies. But for the reason too long to go into right here and now, we didn't get those frequencies in the amount and potency that we should have received them. They were intercepted. So we receive a watered down version of it. We were weakened, not strengthened in 2012 by lack of receiving this energy in its full amount and full potential, to cause a positive global reset. So hop forward again now to 2024. And the beasties want to complete the job that they did on us in 2012, stealing all high energy, the high power energy that was coming into the planet, to create a really positive, uplifting, almost like a to another level of being. Um, so they curtailed that. So so the job that they did on us in 2012, in this year of 2024, um, using their chosen vessel, Trump, they want to kind of like sync with what they did in 2012, complete that, and bind us almost totally, all right? And mentally and physically, and basically bring in world domination, and total chaos, have us as mindless slaves, in other words. So, the key here is the importance of 2012, its symbiotic relationship to 2024. I hope this is clear for you. Now, quickly, briefly, the election date of the 5th of November 2012, right? 11/5/2024, or 5/11/2024. First of all, if you add all these digits across, the 11th month and the 5th day equals 16, plus 2 in the year is 18, plus 0 plus 2 equals 24. So that whole date timeline of 11/5/2024, or 5/11/2024, is equal to the compound number of 24, right? Which is exactly the last two digits of this year number, 2024. Up here with me so far. Now, this matching or synchronicity is always, always, always important, okay? Very important. But back to our 11, as I discussed before, as I said, 11 is a portal, and it's also amounts many, many, many other things. It's equality, or equal sign, turn sideways, 11, sideways, okay? So the number 5 deals with space time, and so on. And 5 is the day of the election. Now, if you have a 5 in your birthday anywhere, take note of its meaning here. It's a very, very powerful number. It sits right in the middle of the sequence of the sequence of like 1 to 9. It's right in the middle. It's like a pivotal number. And like when you have like you multiply, example, 5 ones are 5, uh 5, how do I say it now, 5 5 is 25. Should I say that? Wait, just let me think. What was I trying to say? Getting interference. Oh yes, every other number, like 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25, 5 sixes are 30, 5 sevens are 35. So every other number always, when you multiply it by 5, the last digit is always a 5. Okay? So let me say that again. 5 ones are 5. Okay, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 1 and 5, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25, 2 and 5, and so on and so on. Okay? All right, so as I said, this is such a bite-sized amount. There's just so much to these numbers. Now, so to round this up, the 47th prime number president who wins in 2024 will bring about, the beginnings either of like the downfall of humanity, because the beast, they want to use Trump as their clarion call, their trumpet, okay, to call the rest of their kind onto our planet and into our consciousness. And I'm talking about some seriously negative entities whose sole aim is to totally dominate the human race, enslave us, and take away our spirituality, and have us as unquestioning, chipped slaves. Okay, now, um, or if Kamala Harris wins, she would be used to help to bring about healing to America eventually. And eventually, a healed America will begin to use her powers in a more beneficent way, which will eventually touch the rest of the world in a positive way. Now, I feel I haven't done it justice in a way because there's just such a lot. But if you want more clarification, just contact me in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So I think I'm going to do something on Kamala Harris. Might not be as long as this, uh, but I think I will do that probably next. Anyway, if you like what you heard and you'd like to subscribe, share, and like, I would appreciate that very much. Thank you for listening, Diana.